Welcome back all. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down smart cities and AI and its involvement with them. I'm here with Jean, the CEO of a 3D portfolio company called Infinitii AI with the ticker IAI. It's an artificial intelligence company focused on smart cities. Jean, please give us a rough overview of the company and how it's founded.
Well, thank you to invite me to your show, Hector. It's really appreciated. We've undergone a significant business transformation since I joined. First of all, the adventure started by a spin-off of Vancouver engineering firm KWL. I joined as a CEO in 2021 and installed a new executive leadership team. We implement lean B2B product development, changing drastically the way we do product and product management. We expand our software product range from 1 SKU to 13 since then. We overhaul our sales process and go-to-market strategy. We rebrand as Infinitii AI at the end of 2022, thinking that it reflects more our global and multi-vertical mission. And among several things, one thing that I'm really proud of is all the key employees from the time have remained and are still present, and they bought the changes and actively participate in the transformation. Additionally, in terms of marketing, we revamp our go-to-market strategy. We leverage the best practice as lead generation. We launch a new website, enrich our digital content. We enhance drastically our PR strategy, focus on industry trade press, where we have a tremendous coverage. We enhance our IR strategy too, focusing on core business result, not hype. We think that strategy will pay over time. And we engage in key North American trade conference to boost our network with industry partners. In our current vertical, smart city, the water and wastewater infrastructure, we are navigating to long cycle market, but with really high growth potential. We have to be patient, but now the result point to the horizon of the effort made.
Yeah, lovely. And I really liked what you said about it's sort of being founder led and bringing on people from the previous company and keeping the same morals and I know a number of investors that only like to invest in founder led startups, so that's good. For those that don't understand, could you just emphasize a bit more what are smart cities, who you're working with and collaborating with?
Yeah, for sure. Well, smart cities are cities that utilize advanced technology, data analytics, and digital infrastructure to enhance their service efficiencies. They are optimizing operation and predicting environmental outcome, and they aim to create better living condition and ensure sustainable urban environment. We count on a complete geographical coverage of North America territory, from east to west and from north to south. Our smart cities customer include, starting from East Coast, Miami-Dade County, Boston, Montreal. From West Coast, Los Angeles County, Seattle, and Vancouver. And from the center, Dallas, and most cities and municipalities in the greater Toronto-Hamilton area. In addition, we collaborate with engineering firm and integration partner like AECOM. AECOM is global. SCG Flowmatrix, mainly in Canada. Core and Main, mainly in US. KWL, mainly out west. And Trekk Design Group, our new partner, that is pretty much everywhere on the territory. But we have more of these engineering company partnership on the horizon. Stay tuned.
Yeah, lovely. There's a lot of states there and a lot of districts as well. So that's very impressive. And I'll ask obviously about AECOM and Trekk later on. There's some decent acquisitions you've done, which has been good. Just coming back to 3D. When did 3D get involved and make its investment, and how do you work with them and your relationship there?
We actually got involved in Infinitii slightly before I think Jean joined, but it wasn't really until he took the helm and made the transformation he talked about, where we really understood the potential and got much deeper involved in this company. I think we are extremely supportive of Jean and his initiative. We believe his operational execution, what he's been able to achieve so far, is at the highest level. We think that there's a lot of potential growth going forward. We see the revenue that he's generating. It's recurring. He's had to get contracts with all these cities, many cities, which, as you can imagine, when dealing with city infrastructure, critical city infrastructure, these cities have a lot of due diligence. And it just speaks, I think, to the level of technology and execution that Jean and his team are able to deploy and be able to execute on. And so I think, there's a lot of potential here. I mean, that's not even including the professional services industry, which he'll talk a bit about going forward. That opens up more verticals. And all of these businesses or contracts that he's getting with especially with cities, which may end up being long sales cycle, but are extremely sticky. They tend to be recurring. They're high margin. And so, as the largest shareholder in this company, we really believe in the value proposition. We think, the company has tremendous potential. We think even today it's completely undervalued when you look at peers similar to in terms of, margins, growth rate, and reoccurring revenue. So, we're extremely supportive of Jean, and we'll continue to be that going forward.
We are glad and pretty happy having the support of 3D, and we have regular and valuable strategic exchange with them. And yeah, we are so fortunate to count on 3D Cap.
Brilliant, yeah. And then just something I was picking up there in terms of all of these different. There's so many cities and so many different districts. And you were talking about the process of or sort of the due diligence they do. Does that vary hugely between each city and state?
I would say we got 2 or 3 different type of template or different ways, but each of them reproduce it through those different 2 or 3 different pattern.
Sure.
By country, I would say. Yeah, we now go after and be more and more efficient with each of those pattern.
Sure. Yeah. And then recently noticed a sort of private placing as well. What do you plan to spend the cash on, and what catalysts are there, and obviously the milestones you've already hit are great. Any more to expect in the near future for people?
Well, the private placement you're referring is to fund value enhancing new professional services initiative that we came in. With AI expertise in high demand and often unobtainable by both large and small firm, we are leveraging our skilled team. Essentially, we use professional services offering to drive recurring revenues and expand into potentially new vertical market where our versatile technology can perform.
So basically that recent deal with Inverite Insights, is that part of that placing?
Well, essentially you're referring to Inverite and Trekk Design Group. Yeah, well, essentially those 2 contracts represent exactly the pre-established criteria that we had set ourselves when announcing professional services at the last AGM end of November last year. Essentially leveraging our development and data science team to generate new recurring revenue with our technology, and also explore potentially other vertical with shorter sales cycle. The first one is a Trekk partnership that we just announced. With operation across US, Trekk Design Group is at the heart of our key verticals. We have integrated our software with their Trekk Preview underground storm surveillance monitoring system. Currently, it's really trendy, and we see more and more cities having interest with those new camera technology. In the future, this allows Trekk customer to visualize images in near real time alongside sensors data, and that's in the Infinitii FlowWorks time series viewer. The combination of those image and the sensors data allows customer to better understand the impact of storm, essentially, even on wastewater infrastructure. And most important, this partnership with Trekk introduced our software to a wide range of new US-based customers, generating in short terms significant new recurrent revenue starting this spring. The second one, it's Inverite partnership. They are a fintech offering a real-time financial data for verification services to reduce friction and fraud while increasing customer conversion. They have contracted us to develop machine learning capabilities and new data model based on algorithms that predict probability to repay or likelihood to default on loan applicant, leveraging our data scientist team. The contract includes professional services, continuous maintenance, optimization, solution development fees. Additionally, the contract license Infinitii AI software and establish a new source of recurring revenue outside our smart city infrastructure vertical. And that's our first one.
Brilliant, brilliant.
That's complete. Well, the two huge goals that we had with those professional services are well represented with those two new contracts.
All right, I just wanted to add something really quickly, which is, obviously there's a huge amount of demand for AI and AI scientists, specifically data scientists. There's a lot of demand for that, and Jean has access through his team in Poland, a wide pool of talent of data scientists that can really scale up these operations of professional services. So they can utilize their team to develop, novel machine learning algorithms. Their specialty is really on time series data for AI, and scale that up, as well as, leveraging their existing platform, which is extremely deep, their tech, to utilize in this professional services. So I just want to point out that they're able to, unlike many other companies, scale up the number of developers of AI data scientists that are, PhD, very smart people in this vertical where there's huge demand.
And to add to that team, I think we made an incredible good strategic choice establishing we got in North America teams on the development side, but our main team of data scientists is in Poland. It's an amazing how, and since the inception, they are with us since the beginning, and as Jackson said, it's amazing the quality of people that we have there, the collaboration, and the potential growth that we have access with our base in Poland.
Mm-hmm. So you're basically expanding that vertical within Inverite, and Trekk's obviously all about storms. It's also sewers as well. Just linking to that, I mean, what are the biggest problems you're solving in terms of water, raw materials, energy, air, and soil?
Like I said, our core verticals is the water infrastructure operation. We empower proactive risk mitigation and public health protection by mainly first monitoring and analyzing real-time data from multiple data sources that can include air quality, seismic activities, energy, and other raw material usage. We apply machine learning for predictive analytics in smart city infrastructure operation, and that allowed them to enable their capacity assessment, their inflow and infiltration remediation, that it's a huge problem in North America. Their flood forecasting, and we help them with the regulatory compliance.
What causes these issues in the first place, in terms of, is it the people in the city, their habits? What causes the issues that obviously you guys are then solving?
Well, in fact, it's the civil servant need to take care of those elements that I just mentioned to serve their committed their people. But essentially, those elements, they are a little bit technical, but they are a huge problem in cities, and doing it the way and helping them there. Well, that's provide better services to their civilian.
Sure. Yeah. And then just linking more to acquisitions, you're on a bit of a roll. You won a competitive bid with AECOM for a strategic acquisition. Can you tell us more about that press release?
Yeah, well, thanks to mention that one. First of all, AECOM is a long-standing engineering firm with a global reach, and they helped pilot our first machine learning software product with the York region in the large Toronto area in 21-22. Our collaboration with AECOM now extend to new customer like City of Hamilton, and that's what you refer to that we just announced, utilizing our software in storm and its sewer flow monitoring program. We are, and not to be pretentious, we are pretty dominant in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. That includes City of Toronto, region of Peel, York region, and now Hamilton. In fact, in June, last June, York region won a Global Water Innovation Challenge for AI innovation from the American Water Works Association, by applying our software to their inflow and infiltration operation that was mentioned just before. That is a major problem for a city. That AECOM provide feedback, helping us to develop. Those kind of product are more and more required. Capture attention of our current clients and offering incredible great upsell opportunity. We see it mainly in renewal contract, increasing significantly the monthly recurrent revenue of those contracts. In addition, we see recently more and more RFP requesting these new predictive product, offering an amazing competitive edge advantage for us. And what I could say is our shareholder can look forward to more sales win from our AECOM relationship.
Yeah, brilliant. And obviously software as a service is one of the sort of best spaces to get into, but it's incredibly hard to get into. And now that you've got something that you're giving to all of these cities, it's incredibly scalable from there, which is absolutely fabulous. I mean, then going on from there, is profitability with Insight? It seems like you're very, very close, or even already profitable.
Absolutely. Last fiscal year, we secured recurring revenues contract. We achieved a 33% growth in monthly average revenue. In our most recent quarter, sales growth was 17% that we announced recently. Costs remain well contained. Based on our current sales pipeline, we expect that this growth to accelerate in future quarters. With our new product, we are able to double and even in certain cases triple the value of existing customer contract, mainly when we do the renewal. We are also regularly increasing contract length from 2 to 3 years before. That was mainly the case. And we start to see more and more like 5 to 8 year renewal contract. We feel that customers are increasingly viewing our product, specifically with the AI apps, as a key part of their arsenal to manage and cope with, in particular, climate change. And they are securing the relationship and terms over a longer period of time, and that we value that. When you combine those sales trend with our 95% customer renewal rate, we have a great growth runway ahead of us, and profitability is clearly with insights.
Yeah, yeah. And then just doubling down, I mean, as if you haven't already told us how much you stand out already, and I don't really see any competitors that you can have, but what makes you stand out from other AI companies just in general?
I would say our strength lie in mainly three different vectors. First, our established presence in smart city all across North America, facilitating the capture of new customer in the region where we are present, like as a reference and with working closely with the locals and local partners in addition. Our alliance with several of the world's most innovative engineering consulting firm enabling market penetration, I would say that's our second factors. And finally, our leading edge AI capabilities that give us a competitive edge, setting a path for continued success by increasing the velocity though.
Really well answered questions there. Thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we'll have you again on soon when there's even more to talk about, and looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on, Jean.
Well, thank you to invite me, and yeah, for sure, will be a pleasure to come back and giving you some update.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Speak soon.
Thank you.